What is up, YouTube? It is Alon Stripes. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a video during the winter because, let's face it, can't mow, can't do a whole lot of anything outside. So I wanted to come up with something that I might be able to play with during the winter and at least be able to do something a little bit lawn related. So I end up breaking down and I bought a grow tent. This one is a kdgarden grow tent. It's a 48 by, I believe, a 20 by 24 by 60, as you can see here. So I'm going to break this thing down. I'm going to put it together, and I kind of give you a little bit of a review on this thing as I put it together and kind of a little bit of a step-by-step. And ultimately, I'm going to tell you why did I buy this to begin with. I actually brought something back from Florida with me, and I need to keep it warm and give it a little, hopefully a little bit of heat, and maybe I can save what I brought back. So I'll show you that at the end. So this product was pretty well packaged, a couple straps around it, and it actually had a plastic over it. So I've never seen that before. So once we get the box open, there's a couple pieces of fabric that protect the actual grow tent fabric. So there's a piece on every end here. Originally I thought it was maybe some sort of extra patch or something. So we have some end pieces here. We'll get to that in a minute. And here's a air filtration strap. No air filtration for me yet, so that will be set to the side. Some more fabric, and we have another piece on the other end here. So we get the other junk out of the way. We have a couple pieces of tubing that will be a hook for the grow light, and also we have a bunch of tubes here that will put together our actual frame. Now this fabric I found was really heavy duty, almost like a canvas-like material. It says the inside is like a mylar, and it comes with a one-page piece of paper for the instructions. It's only really about 4 steps to it. Putting the frame together, you kind of slip the cover over it, flip the bottom over so it actually sits underneath it, put a drip pan in it, and you're pretty much done from there. And then, you know, put your pole in there, hang your grow light, and kind of go to town. So as you can see here, it's going to be a pretty large grow tent. This is the water pan. As you can see here, it shows in the instructions. So I guess you can ultimately do this 2 different ways. You can have it be the black side up or a silver side up. But we'll set that aside for now. So the first step is we need to put this frame together. So what we're going to do is we have all of these tubes all together, and they are all numbered 1 through 4. Thank you, Vanna White. So we've got 4 number 1s, 4 2s, 4 3s, 4 number 4s. And with these instructions, basically you're going to take the number 1, the number 2, put those together. You're going to repeat that 4 times. And then once that is together, we will take the number 3 and kind of put that into the end and then create our rectangle out of that. So once these go together though, those corner ends that you saw previously will have to go on each end of this. So you see here there's 2 packs of them, 4 in each. And these actually, I noticed on the end of it, they have a little bit of a rubber end. So that's going to be your top and your bottom, depending on, you know, how it's facing. So there's 2 packs of these. And what I did is I put them on the end of the number 1 and number 2 poles that I put together. And one thing I noticed is make sure you put these on the right way, because if you don't, they will not be facing the right way and you not end up with a rectangle. So you see here, they're all facing the right way. They're not twisted where you'll end up with some sort of monstrosity that is not a rectangle. So these are all on there. So now we take these number 3 poles. We're going to crack these open, and then ultimately this is going to give us our beginning of our rectangle. And then once we get these all put on there, and then we'll take those little Shorty McForty poles, and that will give us our completed product. So I took the number 3s here, put them in there, and now we have 2 rectangles like so. And so now we'll take these short tubes that I was just mentioning right here, and we will pop these in, and then we'll have the completed frame. So once I got the poles all together, you stand up the frame, and the next step is we slide this canvas over top. So the bottom of it is going to kind of flip out. This is a fun part, actually figuring out what was top, what was bottom, what was the sides on this thing, because it's such a large canvas material to try to drape over it. So I had to kind of flip it around a few times, and I was finally able to figure out what was top, what was bottom. As you can see, there are tons of ventilation holes out of this thing. I counted at least 8 of them. So once I finally figured out what was bottom, as you can see off to the left side, I unzipped it, and then from there, once you kind of got everything straightened out, you simply just slide it down, and it slides into place. And then you take the bottom and slide underneath the rest of the frame. So here we have the water pan. So this is going to kind of sit up in there. It has some Velcro, so you can kind of strap up to the poles to be able to keep it held in place. Pretty simple here. So we get all these strapped into place. Once that is done, then the last step really is you take one of these poles. You can either use the long one to hang a couple hanging plants plus your grow light, or just a short one for your grow light. I opted to use the longer one because I will probably ultimately end up having a couple potted plants in there that might hang in there. It gives you a little bit more room and a little bit more flexibility. And the longer pole, I'm reading on it that is supposed to be able to handle like 110 pounds of weight on it. I don't know if I would hang that much on there or not, but that's up to you. So I hang this pole in there, and then I get my grow light in there. So when you put this across, make sure you have it in the right spot, because otherwise one of many vent tubes or ventilation pipes will be in the way there. So slide it over to make sure you can clear your other ventilation pipe. And from there, then we get our grow light in there. And just to show you what it looks like, so I have my smart plug hooked up, which I use for my grow light so I can have it turn on automatically in the morning and off at night. So there's a couple windows. This one is a screen, and then one you can see on the opposite side there is a screened in, so you can pull off if you want to have a little bit more airflow in there. And then you have ultimately the large viewing window. This is a kind of a plastic window, so you can look down in there and see your plant. And I have my grow light hanging there off of the pole that I put in there a minute ago. And I have one of the other ventilation pipes here. It has a drawstring on it, one on the outside, one on the inside. So if you have any sort of piping you run through a fan, you can tie this down to kind of keep it a little bit tighter in there and snug. So what did I bring back from Florida? This is some St. Augustine that I actually cut out of the yard of the house I was staying at. It's been about 2 weeks, so it's getting crispy. It's not liking my house because I keep it about 72. I've been watering it. It's not doing good. It's not happy. So hopefully this grow tent might help it, give it a little more light. Maybe it'll be a little bit warmer in there. But I have named this piece of St. Augustine Stolen Feral. Yep, I did it. I named it. So I put this in here, and hopefully we'll see what it does. But all in all, I am very happy with this grow tent. Very good quality. Easy to put together, so I like it. So I'll give you a link in the description to Amazon. And thanks for watching.